Thanks to our friends at The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Rive to receive the top 10 stocks to buy right now. Artificial intelligence continues to get a ton of attention from investors, specifically with Nvidia announcing great results last week and an impressive guidance growth just from the first quarter to the second quarter. And if you're excited about artificial intelligence, one name you should know right now is Taiwan Semiconductor. This is the company that's making all of Nvidia's chips, and it's making all of the advanced chips for every company that's trying to get into artificial intelligence, whether that's Qualcomm or companies like Microsoft, Google, and Meta designing their own AI chips. We know that all these companies are investing in AI, investing in their own chips, building their own data centers, but they're all reliant on Taiwan Semiconductor for the chip itself. That has put the company in a really valuable position, and you can see from the company's revenue growth and earnings. So that's what I want to dig into today. My name is Travis Hoyam. Thanks for watching Rive Investing. Please subscribe here on YouTube for all my content. And I want to just show a couple of charts to show how well Taiwan Semiconductor has done. This is just the company's revenue and net income over the last 3 years. You can see that revenue is up about 90%, net income up over 100%. And this is even before we see any impact of the recent orders that Nvidia has put in for its latest generation AI chips, which will be made at TSMC later this year. If we pull back to the 10-year chart, you can see that their growth is even more impressive. Revenue up 300% and net income growing about 5x. If we pull in some valuation metrics like price to sales ratio, price to earnings ratio, and the price to free cash flow, you can see that Taiwan Semiconductor is really trading in a pretty good value range. Price to earnings is about 16. It's been lower than that earlier this year, so maybe getting a little bit more expensive from a historic standpoint. The reason the price to sales ratio is so high is their margins are so high. Net income margin is nearly 50% for Taiwan Semiconductor, so I'm not too shocked by that number. And then price to free cash flow in the 30s. They're spending a lot of money on building new foundries, so that's the reason that free cash flow gets used up with that. If we compare that to Nvidia, now these businesses are different. Taiwan Semiconductor is absolutely the capital intensive piece of these two businesses that really work together. But you can see that Nvidia stock is just far more expensive no matter what you're looking at. Price to sales, I think, is the most interesting here because Nvidia's price to sales ratio is now about 39. Price to earnings and price to free cash flow approaching 200. Now, I say this with a bit of a grain of salt because the great guidance that we got for the second quarter, that's not reflected in these numbers. These numbers are backwards looking and the market is a forward looking mechanism. So those forward looking multiples are probably quite a bit lower. But I think it is interesting to look at the context here because these are two companies that are working together. If Nvidia is seeing a lot of demand, that demand is going to flow through to Taiwan Semiconductor, especially in the high margin chips that Nvidia is buying from Taiwan Semiconductor. So this is a company that if you don't have it on your radar now, it's one to put on your radar for artificial intelligence because whether it's Nvidia, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, whoever wins in artificial intelligence, Taiwan Semiconductor is most likely the company that is going to make the chips for those companies. That includes Nvidia. So some of that revenue growth that Nvidia is expecting is going to flow its way to Taiwan Semiconductor. That's why I think this is the underrated play in artificial intelligence right now. But what do you think? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to Rive Investing. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you here next time.